All right, we're back. I hope the first two examples went all right. This one turns out a little bit different. It says when this polynomial is divided by x plus 3, the remainder is 25. So using the idea of the remainder theorem, when I sub negative 3 into the polynomial, the whole thing should equal 25. That's what the remainder theorem tells us. So I'm going to take this polynomial, sub in negative 3 for x, and set the whole polynomial equal to 25, and that will solve it for me. All right, now we just got to do a little bit of simplification here. So I know that this is negative 27 plus 27 minus 3k plus 10. These cancel out nicely. And then I have 15 is equal to negative 3k. And if I divide out that negative 3, I determine that k is equal to negative 5. Solved. Now they're asking in part B to find the remainder when the polynomial is divided by x minus 1. So I'm going to write out this polynomial with the k value inserted. So I know the polynomial is x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x. I subbed in that k value plus 10. And in order to find the remainder, there's two ways I could do this. I could do this using synthetic division, but I'm going to use the remainder theorem because that's our new learning just recently. So I'm going to sub in x is equal to 1. And once we do the math there, we find that p at 1 is equal to 1 plus 3 is 4 minus 5 is negative 1, 9. So the remainder when the polynomial is divided by x minus 1 is equal to 9. All right, this one looks a little bit interesting, so let's see what we can do here. When the polynomial is divided by x minus 2, the remainder is 27. And when this polynomial is, which is the same one, is divided by x plus 3, remainder is 103. So I'm going to see this as getting set up for a system of equations. How am I guessing that? Because I've got two unknowns in here. I've got an a and a b. So let's use everything I've highlighted in red and get a simplified equation. So I'll start that here. So I know the whole thing is going to equal negative 27 when I sub in x is equal to 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and simplify that equation a little bit. So I've got negative 27 is equal to negative 24 plus 4a plus 2b plus 1. And I'm just going to gather my like terms over here. And simplify it a little bit further by just adding 23 to both sides. And I end up with negative 4 is equal to 4a plus 2b. So nice and simplified. Now I'm going to take the second divisor and remainder and sub it into the polynomial and simplify that. I know that whole polynomial is equal to 103, and that happens when I sub in x is negative 3. So go ahead and sub all of that in. All right. So I've got 103 is equal to 81 plus 9a minus 3b plus 1. 82 plus 9a minus 3b. I just gathered these two. Now I'm going to subtract 82 from both sides. This is a lot of mental math here for me today. I'm going to say this is 21 is equal to 9a minus 3b. All right, so we've already done some questions like this where we have two unknowns and two equations. So I'm going to solve this using a systems, and I'm going to use elimination. I can eliminate either A or B, doesn't really matter. I think I'm going to eliminate B because it's going to give me some smaller answers. So I'm going to multiply my red equation by 3, because what I'm going to do is cancel the b's, and I see that 6 is going to be my coefficient that's going to make that happen. So I'm going to end up with negative 12 is equal to 12a plus 6b. Now I'm going to take my blue equation and I'm going to multiply that by 2, because again, that's going to create a 6 over here. Be careful to line everything up nicely. 42 is equal to 18a minus 6b. And if I add these two equations, I see that b eliminates, and that's what I want. So negative 12 and 42 is 30, is equal to 30a. And from here, if I solve that, I end up with a is equal to 1. Now I can take any equation I want to find a b value. I'm going to go ahead and take this one because it is quite simple to work with. Negative 4 is equal to 4a plus 2b. Negative 4 is equal to 4 times 1 plus 2b. Again, subbing in the 1 that's happening over here. Look at negative 8 is equal to 2b. Divide both sides by 2, and I end up with b is equal to negative 4. Problem solved.